and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. In today's episode, we are talking about Datavault, ticker symbol DVLT. It's Datavault AI. The stock is up 13%. It was up 20% at one point today. It's a real outperformer. Now, we're going to go over the news of the day today, talk about recent developments with the company, why I'm bullish on the stock, what the hedge funds are doing. Are they shorting the stock? What's the short interest look like? All of that and much more. The only thing that I ask you to do is hit that like button as well as subscribe to the channel if you have not done so already. And let's get started. So Datavault AI, it's a little bit of a complicated company to understand for a lot of people, but they're basically into tokenizing real world assets, okay? Whether it's real estate or biopharma data. They have partnerships with IBM. They have a partnership with Silix, I think is how you pronounce it. That's a biopharma company it's a $10 million exclusive deal with potential revenue from that deal to be $2.5 billion over time. Now, the company is a $400 million market cap. You could see how that could be exciting. But basically, they're using the blockchain to tokenize the data, to secure the data, and to tokenize it, make it tradable, if you will. They're going to be launching some tokenized exchanges by the end of this year or early 2026 as well. Now, there has been some recent developments with this company, a lot of which Wall Street just hasn't had time to react to because of how fearful this market has been. So on days like today, where there's a bit of a general recovery or slowdown in the selling, DVLT is going to skyrocket. Okay, just 3 or 4 days ago now, the company came out and raised their revenues guidance a lot for this year and for next year. For this year, they now expect 30 to 60 million in revenue for this year. Okay. But they stated revenue expectations above 200 million. 200 million, they say, is the floor, and they're going to exceed that next year. Now, they basically said that they are in talks with dozens of companies to tokenize their real-world assets, stands for RWAs, which those net asset values are worth trillions of dollars. So Datavault AI is really becoming like the first one of this field to tokenize these real-world assets. Now, the news of the day today was Datavault to announce third quarter 2025 financial highlights and corporate update on Monday, November 17th. So this Monday, they're going to be reporting earnings and giving an update to the business. Now, if we just read this, it says about Datavault AI. It says Datavault AI is leading the way in AI-driven data experiences, valuation, and monetization of assets in the Web 3.0 environment. The company's cloud-based platform provides comprehensive solutions with a collaborative focus on its acoustic science and data science divisions. Datavault AI's acoustic science division features WISA and ADIO and Sumerian patented technologies, and industry-first foundational spatial and multi-channel wireless HD sound transmission technologies with IP covering audio timing, synchronization, and multi-channel inference cancellation. That's the more legacy business. The new business that is exciting is the data science division that leverages the power of Web 3.0 and high-performance computing to provide solutions for experiential data perception, valuation, and secure monetization. Datavault AI's cloud-based platform provides comprehensive solutions serving multiple industries, including HPC, high-performance computing, software licensing for sports and entertainment, events and venues, biotech, education, fintech, real estate, healthcare, energy, and more. The information data exchange enables digital twins, licensing of name, image, and likeliness by securing attached physical real-world objects to immutable metadata objects, fostering responsible AI with integrity. Datavault AI's technology suite is completely customizable and offers AI and machine learning automation, third-party integration, detailed analysis, and data, marketing, automation, and advertising monitoring. So basically the company tokenizing these real world assets, they're going to make them tradable, okay, with a value that can be traded. And this basically can go for anything, right? Biopharma, energy, like literally anything can be tokenized. And that's partially what's so exciting about this company. Now, there's a big application for the government sector as well. The company says they are in talks with governments as well to tokenize assets, maybe to tokenize their debt or tokenize. A big one too is the energy credits, right? Subsidies by the government. You can tokenize these assets. You can track them better. You can trade them better between company to company. Like for an example, Tesla gets a lot of EV credits, right? To tokenize those credits, put them on the blockchain could make it, easier and better for all parties involved. Okay. And that's the idea. That's the technology. And that is what they are executing on. Now, again, Datavault is around a $400 million market cap. They're expecting over $200 million in revenue next year. That means the stock is trading at less than 2 times sales. Now, they're unprofitable. Who knows exactly when they're going to be profitable? But with high margin businesses like this, they should be able to get profitable quickly if that's the route that they choose. Okay. Now, in this market environment that we have been in, like anything that has been unprofitable has been decimated, okay? Datavault, Resolve, it really doesn't matter. If you're unprofitable, you have been obliterated. And even profitable companies have been obliterated as well. Oracle and CoreWeave, down a lot, okay? Well, there's reason to believe the broader markets could get better here soon. Why? Because we're so bearish. It takes a lot when you're already bearish to get more bearish. At this point, you would have to see the economy entering into a recession. You would have to see the Fed making a clear policy error, which at this point, it just sounds like they are. We don't know if they're actually going to make a policy error. You need something else to happen, right? You need another shoe to fall because you're this bearish. It's hard to keep getting more bearish. Okay, AI is clearly alive and well. The bubble, there's no bubble. The bubble is not popped. We all know this. And Wall Street will continue to come around to that idea. The AI is alive and well. And I think people want to hear what NVIDIA has to say. Jensen Huang said 2-3 weeks ago that demand was better than ever for their products. AI is alive and well. Okay, and that's going to be part of what causes this market recovery. Now, today, it also looks like we're going to be getting some of the economic data that we missed during the government shutdown, which will provide a little bit more clarity on the economy. It's easy if you're a hedge fund or institution to short this market when you know you're not going to be getting economic data. The only thing there is more uncertainty is going to come about. Uncertainty causes stocks to fall. But as it looks like you're going to start getting economic data and maybe get some certainty, that's a recipe for stocks to move higher. Again, Datavault just massively raised guidance less than a week ago, okay? And Wall Street has been in this panic mode. They haven't even had time to, digest this. And for a large extent, it didn't even matter. It doesn't matter what companies say when the markets are crashing, when recession fears are skyrocketing, and there's a lot of uncertainty out there. But you get a market that starts to calm down a little bit and can start to reevaluate these companies. And when you do that, boom, you get Datavault that's up 16% in a day. That likely goes higher from here because of the news that came out a week ago. Okay, there's a lot of other stocks out there that haven't really dropped news recently. but Datavault has. Datavault has given you things to be excited about, and Wall Street is now starting to look at that like, hey, maybe there's going to be some big upside surprises. You know, Datavault said they are in talks with dozens of governments and companies to tokenize their assets worth many trillions of dollars. Okay, that's not like those aren't small fries. Okay, and that's why they raised their guidance. Well, now they confirm they're going to be reporting on Monday, so it's a Friday, right? They're going to be reporting in the morning. So people are saying, hey, I want to own this stock ahead of their earnings on Monday morning. This is the last time that you're really going to be able to buy the stock before, earnings on Monday morning, considering today is Friday. So I think this is Wall Street telling you they're expecting some good news. Now, as far as what hedge funds and institutions are doing, it says they're shorting about 3 million shares today. Who knows? Short interest of free float is sitting at 17.74%. Datavault did also issue this Dream meme coin as a dividend. So basically, if you own Datavault, you're going to be getting this meme coin, okay, as like a dividend. Well, that puts a lot of pressure on short sellers because short sellers have to pay that dividend, whatever the cash value of that dividend is worth, number one. But for any kind of naked shorts or something like that, it really becomes an issue if let's say there's 5 shares of Datavault that are real shares that are shorted. Okay, great. Then there's 5 short sellers on the other side of that have to pay the coin. Well, imagine now if there's 5 shares that are shorted, but there's 10 short sellers that are responsible for those 5 shares. Naked shorting was banned in 2008. It's not supposed to happen, but it happens. So if there's 10 institutions, hedge funds that have to pay this dividend, it exposes them in a way and highlights a problem and puts a lot more pressure on them to actually cover on their short positions. This is something back in the day like AMC toted or floated doing, was like a meme coin dividend to, squeeze out what could have been naked shorts at the time. Datavault is actually doing that. Now, Datavault also had a short report issued on the company on October 28th. That day, the stock fell 1.5%, then it fell 17%, then it fell 6%, then it fell 20%, then it fell 10%, fell 3%, then it fell 10%, then it fell 15% before it finally had a green day again. The stock was at a high of $4.10, and now it's at $1.76. Well, the company has actually went out and sued Wolfpack Research and the CEO of that company for putting this short report out on DVLT, saying that it was blatantly false. They just cherry picked essentially what they wanted to talk about, and that caused damage to the stock and to Datavault's CEO. So you're actually seeing this company going out taking legal action against the short report that was put out on the company, which probably means there's going to be less, shorting firms taking an aim on Datavault. If you write a short report on the company and you're going to get sued, that one looks good for Datavault, but it also discourages any other short reports in the future. Currently do have quite a large position in the company at this point. You're talking, like $20,000-ish in this stock. I don't want to start showing my position just yet because I do want to buy more. And, if you want to buy. If you don't want to buy, then don't buy. If you own the stock and you want to sell it, sell it. But I'm bullish on the company at this point. Now, you can see there was a lot of support recently around this 50-day moving average, which is great. And today was another day where you hit that 50-day moving average, bounce to the upside. Monday is really the big catalyst, right? What do they say about contracts? What do they say about guidance? What do they say about their products? And I think the markets today, with the move higher in the stock, are voting with dollars saying, hey, we're probably going to get good news coming Monday morning. So here's a little bit of a heads up on that. If you're short in the stock, be a little careful. Hit that like button as well as subscribe to the channel if you have not done so already. Come check out the link down below in the description of today's episode if you want to come join the trading community. But with that said, ladies and gentlemen, have a great rest of your day and a great weekend, and I will see you in the next one.